Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And we're actually doing another renovation. And I'm super excited about this one because we are renovating, I think this is Rindle Rose in Willow Creek. And I actually just discovered this. I always thought it was a starter house. Maybe it is if you get it unfurnished, but furnished, it's actually in like the 30K range, which I didn't realize. But we're renovating this today with only base game. And there's a reason for this that I'm not ready to disclose. However, myself and my friend Rachel Ped are working on something kind of super secret and exciting, and it involves base game. So I am doing a renovation because I have been doing a lot more renovations on the channel. If you all have not noticed, I explained this in another voiceover, but I'll explain it here just in case you did not know. My name, MissSimReno, everybody thinks Reno, Nevada, which very logical, but I'm the one that pronounces this wrong because I did it based off of the fact that when I started building, I was actually just doing renovations to start. So the way I learned how to build in The Sims is I renovated a lot of the EA lots and just kind of expanded upon my skill set, if you will, from there. I don't know if I have a skill set, but that's what I did. So that's how my channel name was born, MissSimReno. I just pronounce it incorrectly and everybody else pronounces it accurately. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, we are renovating this lot with just base game, and I knew it was going to be a challenge because look, I love base game, and I've said this before, I'm a strong advocate for base game. I think it's far more versatile than people give it credit for, and it's come such a long way in the 8 years that we have had The Sims 4 as well. However, at the same time, it can be challenging to use, especially if you're doing, I don't know, if you're trying to go for a certain look. We really only have, 3 styles to really go with for base game now. We've got like super ultra mega traditional, like Queen Elizabethan style furniture. We have contemporary pieces that have been added to base game since, and then we have a lot of like modern pieces. And sometimes, at least for me, it's a challenge to combine all of these different styles and pieces of furniture that we have. So I did struggle a little bit with this one. I started with the living room, and I tried to actually maintain the floor plan that was here before. I want to say that the living room was on the opposite side though, like where the dining table is, that's kind of where the living space was. But I wanted to maintain the same floor plan if possible to the best of my ability. And I really liked this front door, so I didn't want to ditch that. I wanted to keep that. I liked how it looked on the exterior, and the kitchen was right here on this wall. So it was kind of a bit of a cramped space, which I wasn't expecting. I didn't really mind the layout that was originally here, but it did make it a bit more challenging when I was really trying to expand upon some of these areas. And I think it was really just how far the kitchen was going to come out. But all in all, it came together, I think, pretty nicely. I went with a very neutral color scheme in the living space and the kitchen and the dining, and I kind of went somewhat traditional with some elements, but then I went contemporary with others. So like the dining table and the chairs, I would consider pretty contemporary, and I used these very simple like sheer curtains as well, which I really, really liked. I love these curtains. They're one of my favorites. I use them more than I care to admit. But I did go ahead and swap out the couch there as well. This is one that is a career unlock from base game, and it's one of my favorite couches. I think it's called like the hip hugger couch or something, but there's only 3 swatches, and this is the only swatch that I truly like, aside from maybe the dark green, depending on what I'm working on. And I added 2 bookcases over there. I used a more modern and contemporary, console table for the TV, and the appliances are very simplistic. Now I did expand. Well, did I technically expand it? I may have actually made it a bit smaller because I did make a slight adjustment to the shape of the house, but the bathroom does have a shower tub combo, and then there's 2 bedrooms, which this house originally had 2. So there's the primary bedroom here that we are working on now, and then there is another bedroom, which I made for 2 kids. I think originally, yeah, if you look in the screenshots, which I include some before and after screenshots, I'm really bad at including all of them, but I included some of the major parts of the home. And I want to say there was just 1 single bed in the second bedroom before, and it was smaller. I made it a little bit wider and a little bit longer, I think, as well. Just a very slight adjustment to give it a little bit more space. If you wanted to, you could make these bedrooms even smaller and potentially squeeze another bathroom somewhere too. So definitely keep that in mind as well if you're looking for opportunities to expand this home. If you do end up downloading it and using it for your Sims, I think there is an opportunity to do that as well. But the primary bedroom is coming together. It is a bit mismatched, which I was okay with. It's very easy to match things very, very closely with base game, and I feel like it's very uncomfortable, at least for me, to deviate from that. But I did it. I did it anyway. I used these wardrobes in a different wood swatch than the frame of the bed and the nightstands, and I did not clutter up the walls the way that I would typically do if I wasn't using just base game, by the way. I didn't go to the gallery. I didn't download any custom artwork. I wasn't going ham with doing this with just base game. I truly wanted to just use what was in the game and kind of go from there. So the most clutter you see is probably on top of those dressers. And I believe in the kids' room too, because it's really difficult for me not to clutter a kids' room because I think kids are messy, as they should be. They should be exploring their surroundings and be a little bit messy, but they also have a ton of interest. They've got a ton of toys and stuff. So I usually make kids' rooms pretty messy, but the bathroom came together quickly. It was very simplistic. I did not add any additional like debug clutter. And then this ends up being the kids' room, which is a very pink and purple room. Something I noticed with base game as well is you either have, I think I kind of just mentioned it in the other room, but you have either a very, very strong and set color scheme, or you are mixing and matching things in a very extreme way, it feels. So this room is exceptionally purple and pink. It's almost painful to me. It's almost hurtful to me that it is this matchy, but I do really like it at the same time. So there are these two single beds. They've got a ton of things here too. They've got this stuffed rabbit toy they can play with. I end up giving them a dollhouse. They've got their wardrobe, a desk for them to do homework, and a creativity table as well because and a toy chest, I think, too, because I wanted to use as many kid activities as I possibly could, because especially with base game, kids are exceptionally limited with what they can actually do. Though I think that they can also garden now at this point too, and I added a ton of gardening pots on the exterior. Now, I wasn't going into like a backstory for this family either. This is just a base game renovation. That was my goal. So I didn't add, like an art easel or a computer or anything specific for skill building for the parents. However, you could, of course, add like a chess table if you wanted to. I should have done that. I should have put it on the porch. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but we're working on the porch now, and I do put just one chair out here with a little side table and a candle and 3 more gardening pots on this little corner of the porch. And then I did create this fenced in area. So this was not here originally. So I created a little fenced in yard, which I actually did for the version of this home for my save file. It's not base game exclusive and it doesn't really look like this, but I did create that little side yard too, because I thought that was really nice. It gives them a little bit of privacy for their outdoor space, and it's a defined outdoor space as well. Because before it was just like random kind of overgrown landscaping and there was nothing really out there. So I am using debug landscaping items as well because they do make the home cheaper, more affordable. However, again, this is not a starter home. I wasn't limiting myself to any kind of budget, but I was trying to be cognizant of how much it cost. I think it comes out to like maybe 50K simoleons or something like that, in that range, which is a little bit more than what it was originally. But I don't know, it could be something that your Sims strive for if you start with a single Sim or a couple and they're looking to expand their family and they can get this bigger home that's a little bit more expensive. I don't know. But you can see the landscaping is coming together. I covered a few of these awkward gaps on the siding with these debug ivy items, which I really liked. And then I just carried the landscaping into this little side yard where there is an outside dining table, there is a grill, and even more gardening pots. But I hope you all enjoyed this base game renovation. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Saw you from across the room. When our eyes met, I never knew that I could feel this way, and it's kinda strange. Don't even know your name. I don't from out